Big Scoop with Coop. I'm your host, Coop. Season 13 is still going strong, people. If you haven't, make sure you go to the website, thebigscoopwithcoop.com, to catch episodes from season 1 all the way up to now. Also, big shout outs to everybody that's watching on Facebook, facebook.com/The Big Scoop with Coop. Also, people that's watching on Instagram at Big Scoop with Coop. And I'm on TikTok, people. That's right. Don't forget me on TikTok. Just look up The Big Scoop with Coop and make sure you follow so you don't miss one episode of The Big Scoop with Coop. And make sure you go to YouTube, youtube.com/The Big Scoop with Coop. Make sure you click like and subscribe so also you don't miss one episode of The Big Scoop with Coop. All right, people, enough about me. Today's guest. My guest, she has been doing big things for many years in the entertainment industry. She started off as a stunt woman. Now she's a lead actress. You have seen her in Hunger Games. Also, she's in a movie that's coming out tomorrow, May 7th. Make sure you check this movie out. And it's called Neglected. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the one and only Elena Sanchez. Now, Elena's going to talk about her career path. She's going to talk about Hunger Games. She's going to talk about Neglected. And she's going to talk about a movie that's coming out later on this year that's big, that she's in also. She's going to give just a little hint, though, people. She's not going to go full-blown in, but don't worry, that time will come. So sit back and relax and enjoy this episode of The Big Scoop with Coop with Elena Sanchez. Welcome to the show.
Wow, thank you for that intro. Happy to be here.
Oh, yes. How's your day going so far?
Pretty good, pretty good. We just had our premiere of Neglected, so my dad flew in, so we had a nice breakfast this morning, went to Marina Del Rey, and yeah, it's been a good day.
Wow. I'm in North Carolina, so right now, I don't know if it wants to be sunshiny, it wants to be raining. I don't know. The cloud, it looked like it's the Wizard of Oz outside one moment. Next moment, it looks like it wants to clear up. So I don't know what the weather's trying to do.
It does that out there, yeah.
Yeah. So besides that, my day is going well also. I am so excited to have you on the show. And for the people that's meeting you for the first time, when did you first realize that you wanted to get into the entertainment industry?
So that was my junior year in college. I went to Cornell for hotel management, completely unrelated, and we had to take electives that were outside of our major. So for my arts elective, I took an acting class, and I fell in love with it. And I would go to these career fairs for the hotel school and like walk by the different booths and try to talk to some of these companies to see if I wanted to work there. And it was just like, I felt like deflated. And then I took this acting class and I was so excited to go to this class every day. And I thought to myself, well, imagine being as excited to go to work as I am as excited to go to this class. And I decided pretty quick. Within like 2 or 3 weeks, I was like, this is what I want to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, Elena, I tell people all the time, I say, if you got a gut feeling and something's going to pull you in your heart, and on your mind. I don't care what age you are. You could be very young or very old. When you have a gift and you have a talent and it's something that you're supposed to be doing, you can try to do something else, but your heart and your gut will not leave that initial feeling that you know you're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
And look
yes.
at you. And you're
It's like the universe pulls you back in. Yeah.
Yes. That is so true. Now, after you took the college class and you learned how to act and everything, and then you finally got into the industry. Now, what type of hurdles did you go through to get to where you are today, and how did you overcome them?
Oh, I mean, it's been a journey. I mean, the first thing is it's like, well, I had to get on sets just to like know what it's like to work on a movie set. So I started working as an extra, it's fairly easy to get jobs as an extra, but I just wanted to do it to learn. Like, I had never been on a movie set before. You can really learn a lot if you're working as an extra, and you just see all the different crew positions, how things get put together, how camera angles work, how the actors work with each other. So that was really helpful. But then the next big hurdle is like, okay, well, how do you actually get roles in these projects? Oh, well, you need an agent. Well, it's really hard to get an agent. Like, you like you think, oh, I'm gonna send them my stuff for a pretty headshot, and like they're just gonna take me. No, no. I mean, it probably took 2.5 to 3 years till I got my first agent. Um, and this was like a bottom of, like, nothing against them, but like bottom of the line, like, oh, we might get you some auditions for like industrials, maybe a commercial here or there if you're lucky. So then once you finally get an agent, you're like, oh, I've made it. Like, this is it. Like, Steven Spielberg is going to come calling now. No, that's not how that happens. So then it's like, okay, well, how do I actually start getting roles? It's like the whole industry is a catch-22 because you need to have footage of you acting to have a reel to send to casting directors and for people to be like, see your work and be like, oh, we could use her for our project. Well, how do you get that footage if no one's hiring you because you've never done anything? So it's just like, I took a little side door to get in by deciding I was gonna try to do stunts, which I was a gymnast, so physically, I knew I would be able to handle doing some stunt work. I didn't even really know about stunt work until I booked my first commercial, which they were specifically looking for an actress who was a gymnast because the commercial involved a lot of wire work where we were like floating through the air. It was kind of like Inception. And so I got home from that and thought, oh, I did stunts. Like, this is so much fun. Like, I want to do more of this. And so that's how I then started submitting to stunt coordinators. But then, like, the next hurdle after that is, like, I started working a lot as a stunt woman. And then it was like, well, now they don't take you seriously as an actress because you're a stunt woman. So it's like, it's been a journey. It's been a journey.
Wow. And those are some hurdles right there because you get to one level and you feel like you're doing something, and now you see something else and you're trying to figure out, okay, I got the stunt on lock.
Yeah.
How can I become an actress and then a leading actress? I mean, there's levels to this.
Yeah.
And you, wow.
And it's like always slightly out of reach. You're like, I can see it. How do I get there? What do I need to do? Yeah.
Yes, yes. Now, I'm glad you brought that up because in the moment that before I even ask that, I will get back to the stunt part in a second. But at what moment did you realize that you're not just working for Hollywood, that you actually made it? When was that aha moment?
It's like you try to think that, and then you're like, no, I can't think that. I have so much I still like need to do or want to do. I mean, I think the first big Hollywood moment I had was when I did the second Hunger Games movie, Catching Fire. That was like the biggest movie of the year. It was insane. Then like getting to go to that premiere with this red carpet, which is like a mile long, that was definitely one of those moments where you're like, oh, this is cool. This is something. But then you always hope, you're like, oh, well, okay, I hope, is this going to lead to the next thing? So you try not to get too comfortable in the I've made it like mindset, because then you get lazy and then you don't hustle and try to get to the next thing.
And that is so true. And the crazy part is, I'm glad you brought up Hunger Games because people still binge that movie, that series in order to this day. And people still watch Hunger Games.
Yeah.
That's a movie I don't believe that will become in the unpopular bin. I guess
right.
that you could put in there. So
right.
Big shout outs to you for doing that. That is like, that's something you need to pat yourself on the back, because I've heard, and I don't know how true this is, I did hear that a lot of people and their mama tried to get into Hunger Games and got turned around.
Wait, really?
I've heard that.
I didn't know that.
Came out. Yes, I've heard that a lot of people wanted to get into this movie, even as extras. That's what I've heard.
That makes sense. And I've heard that Francis, our director, he apparently handpicked and approved even every single extra. So that's That's impressive.
Whoo!
Hmm.
Big shout outs to the cast and crew of Hunger Games. You
Yeah.
all put your work in big time. You really
And
did.
like it's really nice now with the new ones coming out. It's
Yeah.
like a whole new generation. Like it's been 13 years since Catching Fire came out. Like
Yep.
people that weren't even born yet when my movie came out are now like starting to get into them with the new movies. So they're going back and watching the other ones. So that's been a really amazing thing to experience, and like people reach out and send messages, and it's really sweet.
Yes, yes. And like I told you, that's why I said before, a lot of people are still watching this movie or that series in order to catch up to what's
Yeah.
going on that's about to come out. So
Yeah.
big shout outs to you on that one, Elena, for even getting into that movie. I remember you in the movie. You've done big things, and I'm so proud of you. I am. Now,
Thank you so much.
you're so welcome. Now, here's the question I want to ask you about being a stunt woman. Was there any time in the history of you doing this as a stunt woman that you went on set and you felt like, oh, this could go wrong? Did
Oh
you ever
yeah.
have that moment?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, but there are different levels of that.
Mhm.
It's never been the case where I felt the need to walk away, although I've had friends who have done that, and I am proud of them for doing that.
Mhm.
I have been on sets where I have seen people get hurt. One of my best friends, I saw him do a high fall and hit the ground from 100 feet up when he was supposed to not hit the ground. Um, he actually later ended up passing away on The Walking Dead doing another stunt. So it's like, it's very real. It's very, and it is always in the back of my mind, especially after that happened. But I think what the first time that happened when I saw that happen with him, that was the first time I was really aware of the fact that like, oh, things can go wrong. We're putting our trust into these people on set, but they're also only human. And that really switched my mindset where I was like, okay, I need to really analyze everything that is happening stunt wise. Do I feel safe with how everything is happening? Is there something that I feel should be changed to make things safer? And I then had to gain the confidence to be able to say that, because that's another thing, especially like in my early 20s, you show up on set and it's like $100 million set. Like, who am I to say, oh, are we sure you did this right?
Hmm.
So, but I've learned early on because of some of the things I saw happen that I would speak up, and if necessary, I would even make the changes, and that has actually saved my life on a set before.
Yes, yes.
Sorry to bring things
No,
down a little,
no,
but
do it, because the world needs to hear this. The world
yeah,
needs to hear it. Yes. Big shout outs to every person. I don't care if you're an indie. I don't care if you're SAG. I don't care if you're union. If you're doing stunt work out there, ladies and gentlemen, watching worldwide, make sure you be careful.
yes,
Protect yourself. If you having some type of thought in your head, your life is more valuable than that movie.
absolutely,
I know people in
absolutely,
Hollywood is going crazy for me saying that right now, and they're probably pissed at me saying that. But I'm
and
gonna
I
say
mean,
it again: your life is more important than that one shot in that movie. Protect
speak
yourself.
up.
Yes,
Yep.
protect yourself at all times. Now, let's talk about you jumping into the actress roles. No, so you've done, like I said, you've done a lot of things. Your career is still growing. You haven't even hit the climax of your career because you're still going like this, big time.
I
And
hope so.
I'm proud. Like I said, you're doing big things. So, and you worked alongside names like Nicolas Cage, Tom Cruise. Now, what did you learn from this level of talent while working on set with big names like this?
The main thing I learned is that it starts at the top. So with Tom Cruise, for example, like he, I've done two movies with him now, and every set I've been on with him, every single scene, like he gives 110%. He is incredibly kind to everyone on set. He expects the best. He expects you to give 110%, but it's easy for us to do that when we see him giving 110%. So like it starts at the top and it trickles down. So if your leading actor is someone like that who has the energy and the integrity and the kindness and the talent, it's like you want to be a part of that, and you want to make the project a success. And every actor is a little different. Some are not as interactive with the cast and crew around them, and that's okay too. Like everyone has their own process. Some of them are just more in their own heads, or they're very method. And but yeah, I think I want to be more like Tom Cruise, you know. So I try to be kind to everyone, and thankful for every person there is so important to put the project together. And it's important to remember that it really is a team effort.
So true. Ladies and gentlemen watching worldwide right now, make sure you take down these nuggets that Elena is saying, because working with these names, you will pick up something that you want to put in your own trait of work. And even if you're not in the entertainment industry, you can still take stuff and use it in the industry that you're working on now. You be kind to others. You help people. Be a mentor on set or wherever you're doing. You'll have more people trying to come work with you. And you'll actually be trying to get pulled in to do more things because they see how you are on set. Not just your acting skills, but how your people skills are. So continue to do big things like that, because like you see her Alina say, she wants to be more like Tom Cruise now. I mean, that's big time.
I mean, who doesn't?
But right. I mean, you already started with the stunts. I mean, I've already heard Tom wants to do his own stunts 99% of the time already. That's about crazy already. You can get a stunt double, but he say, no, I don't want to do this. Step back, stunt double, you hold my drink. Let me jump off this plane. That's what he did. Yes, yes. Now, let's talk about this, Elena. Now, you got something big going on, big time movie coming, and it's called Neglected. Now,
right.
Tell everybody about how it was for you stepping into the role of Detective Keys in this new movie, and what drew you to this character.
So, first of all, the story of how it happened is very crazy, because my friend Jeremy London, also an actor who is also plays a role in Neglected, I have done 3 movies with him, and he calls me on a Saturday morning, and I had sent him my like headshot and resume because I knew he was looking for some people for a project, but I didn't know exactly what it was. And he calls me on a Saturday morning and he's like, Elena, I'm sending you a script to your email. Read it. Like, the director loves your look. Put yourself on tape, do an audition, and just get it back to me as soon as possible. So I'm like freaking out. I have like, I don't know, a 90-page script. I'm like scrolling through it, trying to find some scenes to audition. And my dad was visiting me at the time. So he was my reader for my audition, like doing the other lines for me. And that same day at about 5 p.m., I had sent Jeremy the audition back. And the next day he calls me and he's like, the director loved you. You're the female lead in this movie opposite Josh Duhamel. That was definitely one of those moments where I just like sat down on my bed and I was like, is this real? Is this happening? 6 days later, I was on location. So I only had a week to prep for this role. It was, so when I first read the script, it's a serial killer thriller. It really reminded me of Seven. And the role I auditioned for is a detective with Josh. We were partners, and it really spoke to me. Like I loved the idea of stepping into a role like this, and because I had so little time to prepare, the main thing I wanted to make sure I had down was the dialogue, because if you know your dialogue really well, then you can show up on set and just do anything with it. Like the rest can just happen there. And luckily, so we were filming in a little town called Clinton, Mississippi, and a lot of our movie takes place in a police station, and we were filming in a real police station, like in the Clinton Police Department. And so all of the real officers at the police station were our extras and they were on set. And so I was constantly asking them, like, well, how would my character react in this situation? What would she do? What would she say? How would she move physically? And that was invaluable to have, to just have that resource right there to help me build that character.
Wow. And I'm going to tell you why I was smiling so hard because it reminds me of something, Elena. So, my first indie movie I was ever in, and it was called the Wicked series. So, I played a detective named Steve, and we shot inside of a police department also. But
Okay.
I wish we would have had what you had. You had the actual police officers playing extras.
Hmm.
The person that played beside me was a retired officer. So we had one officer that's retired, but
Hmm.
he kind of helped write the script and how formation is and everything else. So that is awesome that you actually had that experience to go
Hmm.
that route. That that is awesome. Now,
It was really amazing.
yes. So when can we expect to see Neglected?
So Neglected is out. I don't know when this is airing, but it's in theaters tomorrow. Well, March 8th. Sorry, May 8th. I can't even talk anymore. My brain is fried. May 8th, Neglected is in theaters. Check, I guess, Fandango. It's in a bunch of AMC theaters. Yeah, so it's, go to the movies, go to the theater, buy some popcorn, see a movie on the big screen, which I feel like doesn't happen very often anymore. So we're lucky to have a theatrical run and
Yes.
tell all your friends about it so we can get more people to see it.
I don't even have to say it. Ladies and gentlemen who's watching worldwide, you heard Alina. Go to the movies tomorrow. Make sure you invite your family, your friends. You know what? Invite your associates, even invite your haters. Tell all
Yes.
of them to come to this movie because this is a movie you do want to check out. You want to see Alina get down? Watch this movie. Yeah, you seen her in the Hunger Games, but now this is a different role. That's right. This is the Alina multiverse. So now you can see her jump from Hunger Games. Now she's gonna be in this as a detective. Come on, people.
That's
Go
right.
watch this movie. Get your tickets. Go online and order them. Not right now because you're watching this interview. After the interview, go get your tickets in ahead in advance and tell everybody to go with you. Like she said, get your popcorn. I will up that. Get two popcorns because the movie will be so good you'll be stuffing your face for the whole time. Make sure you
Yes.
go watch this movie. That's what I'm talking about, Alina. Now, Alina, now this role, like I said, now we talked about Detective Keys, but does this character can you say could you relate to the character in any type of way? I'm talking about like real life to this character.
Yes. So, and that's part of what drew me to her. I kind of felt like it was Elena, but just as a detective in this small town in Mississippi. She, so she's a very like grounded, kind of calming force in the story, but she cares very deeply about Josh. And so part of the premise is Josh's son gets buried alive by a serial killer. And so I am so there's a bit of a conflict because I have this loyalty to Josh's character, but I also want to do what's right. I'm a detective. I have a job. I'm an officer of the law. So there are moments where there is some internal conflict, and I mean, I experienced that. We all experience that. That's a very human thing to experience. Where do you draw the line? How do you choose what's right in the moment? Yeah.
Mm, mm. Alina, who's the director of this movie?
David Lipper, the amazing David Lipper. He's not only the director, he's also the producer. He co-wrote the film and he plays the mayor of Clinton, Mississippi in the film.
Wow. David, let me. I know Elena's right here, but David, I got to speak to you for 1 second, real quick. Hold on 1 second, Elena. David, this movie is an instant hit, but I want to put something in your ear right now and your mind. this movie could get turned into a series and use your characters that you have already, your cast. Make this into a series. You got your theatrical run. Now you could do a streaming run on Netflix or Hulu and have a continuation from the theatrical run and make this a long-term series. Blind Spot done it. A lot of others done it, and this could be just as well. Okay, back to you, Elena. I just
I
had
love
to talk to
it.
your
David,
director.
I'm available. You
You
have my
heard her.
number.
You heard her. Get the rest of the cast and the crew too. Let's do it. That's right. You heard it here first on the Big Scoop with Coop. Turn this into a series. It's going to be a must watch. Definitely a must watch. Now, Elena, are there any other projects that you're working on that you want the world to know about?
So yes, Christmas Day in theaters, the new Jumanji. So I can't say much about it, but I am in the new Jumanji. And I don't know about you, but I am so excited. It's the last of the three, remakes with The Rock and Kevin Hart, and they're fantastic, and I'm just so tickled to death that I got to work on the new one.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you better get ready for this. Yes, Elena's gonna be blowing up your movie theater, your TV. She's gonna be everywhere on it. And guess what? I will try my best, Elena. You coming back on this show after
Yes,
this movie is finished and shot? We gonna have to talk about this.
let's do it.
Oh,
Let's do
you
it. We'll
heard
talk
it.
about Jumanji when I can finally talk about it.
Yes, yes. So after the movie is shot, I want to bring you back on. We definitely do this. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Like I said, if you have not seen her work, Elena's work, go back and watch Hunger Games. YouTube her. You can find clips. Google her. She's right here. Google the woman. Get ready for this. Tomorrow, get your tickets. You want to see it on the big screen and you want to see her work? Watch this. And now Jumanji? This woman is jumping from the Hunger Games to the police stations back into the jungle again. This woman won't sit still. You better make sure you follow this woman everywhere. Now, speaking of following, what is the best way for everyone to follow you on social media to keep up with the latest and greatest?
Yes, so my profile's on. I'm pretty much on everything. It's the Elena Sanchez, which sounds a little obnoxious, but there were too many Elena Sanchez's, so I had to separate myself by adding a the. And now all my friends make fun of me for it.
For what?
They call me and they're like, "Is this the Elena Sanchez?"
And you
I'm
should
like, yes,
say,
actually
yes,
it
it
is.
is. Exactly. I think you have earned the right to have the word "the" in front of Elena Sanchez. I mean, daggone it. That yes, you deserve that. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen watching worldwide, make sure you go follow Elena on social media. You never know what she's going to do. A few months down the line, she might get online or on, I'm saying online, get on social media, and she might talk about Jumanji. You never know what she's going to do. Will
You
she stick
never
her phone
know.
on and shoot background scenes? I don't know because The Rock, Kevin Hart don't even allow phones in his live comedy thing. I don't want Kevin taking or The Rock or anybody taking her phone and throwing it away. But she might sneak it. I don't
We
know.
did have our phones on set, and there were some pictures taken. Just saying. Just saying.
I'm not saying nothing. She just told you go follow her on social media. Do you not understand this? Big things is coming this woman's way, and bigger things even after Jumanji. So get ready for that. All right, Elena, you know what time it is. It's the last segment of the show. It is called Take the Floor. You have up to 2 minutes to say whatever you want. No questions asked. Elena Sanchez, take the floor.
2 minutes. Okay. You got me give me a countdown at some point.
You have up to 2 minutes, so you do your thing. The floor
Okay.
is yours.
I think if I wanted to say anything, it would be, people listen to these podcasts or see these interviews and they're like, "Oh, the like must be so glamorous and I wish that could be me." And well, on the one hand, I will say it's not always glamorous, but the main thing I want to say is don't let anything stop you from following your dreams. Like, I used to watch people in interviews and think, oh, I wish I could do something like that. I wish I could work in movies. I had all these big dreams, and there is a way to make it happen. I didn't know a single person in the industry when I started. I knew no one. And I started all the way from the bottom, started working as an extra, and just worked my way up. And like, if something is not working, if you feel like you're not moving forward, think about what you can change. There's so many resources now. Everyone has a phone. Chat GPT, YouTube, like, you can Google how to do things to advance your career, to move forward, how to pivot, like, come up with new ideas, content to shoot, to create, do stuff with your friends. Like, there should be nothing stopping you. There are so many ways to make things happen. All you have to do is be brave enough to do them. And then, who knows, you might be in the next Jumanji.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see how she keep making me react every time she say Jumanji. I don't know what it is. I think she knows it's like a little tickle point for me or something like that. I don't know. But that's why she's the Elena Sanchez. The. You got to add that up there. That's what I'm talking about. Elena, I want to say thank you very much for coming on the show. Before I even get to that part, once again, ladies and gentlemen, follow her on social media. You never know what's going to pop up. Will it be some background pics? Will it be something that you won't even see in the extended cut of the movie with her pics and everything? What she will be doing next? I'm not going to tell you what she's going to be doing next, but her social media probably will. Make sure you follow her. Neglected. Tomorrow, people, I can't stress that enough. Get your tickets. Neglected is coming up. You don't want to miss that. If you haven't seen Hunger Games, get from underneath the rock. Go, and I'm not talking about Dwayne Johnson. I'm not talking about you, Dwayne. I'm talking about the physical rock. Get from underneath the rock and watch the Hunger Games. Watch what she does and catch up with everything. Now, Elena, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, and I would love to have you back on in the future.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. I'll be back anytime.
That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen that's watching worldwide, get ready for the next episode of The Big Scoop with Coop. My next guest is, that's my next guest. You better follow me on social media at The Big Scoop with Coop on Instagram and everywhere else. Until the next time, people, on The Big Scoop with Coop. Peace.
You know what time it is. It's time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper. Hang with Mr. Coop, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper.